the DSTV issue.
Right now, what they're essentially doing is bullying someone in the free market. They are bullying someone who has taken the risk to provide a service that nobody else does. Because MTN decided to start a lot of things in the market.
You see,
they started Momo. They started 4G.
You know what we are missing
3G,
here is that
they started MMS.
Yes.
They started GSM. They started almost every single innovation in the telecommunication space. I think that isolating Nigeria to compare to Ghana, for his defense, that's the best case scenario.
In 2022, the same DSTV in this Ghana Republic issued a communique, and in that communique, they had increased their prices.
So if you don't like DSTV, you can go and watch GTV, you can go and watch GH1. Businesses are the ones that suffer. Consumers will probably say that, oh, they'll hate one minister, they'll love one minister. But at the end of the day, it's businesses that will always be suffering.
Competition should be created instead of government trying to regulate prices. Once the market is open, where different companies who do the same thing come in to offer the same services to the people, I think that the prices will check itself.
Me, I won't sit anywhere and say that low prices are not good. They are good for all of us.
Sure.
We will all be happy if we can buy 1 gig for 1 CD.
I think Ghanaians should learn how to boycott. It's still my message. I mean,
it's a question for one question.
Yeah.
Do you like something very, very much? What do you like very, very much?
roasted corn.
Hello, my people. Welcome to New Affairs. This is where we give a platform to young people to express their views and give their opinions on national issues. I'm going to talk about one of the major issues that is making waves in the country, the DSTV issue. So today I have with me Michelle Mano Ampofo. That's the team lead for new media and also our Tegu. And then the prolific writer, Alfred Benyonisina. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
And welcome. Now, I know you've heard about the DSTV issues, especially with the recent one where DSTV has been fined 10,000 Ghana cedis daily for not reducing the prices. What's your take on the whole issue? Just a general take before you go into it.
I think Manuel.
Oh, I'm afraid I may. I'm taking
So that you pick from mine, okay. Then I'll tread cautiously. Yes, so people are saying a whole lot about the whole issue. And one of the things people are saying actually is that competition should be created instead of government trying to regulate prices. And to a certain extent, I think they have a case, because once the market is open, where different companies who do the same thing come in to offer the same services to the people, I think that the prices will check itself, because what you give or the services you offer will determine, where the people go to, where the people decide to go to. And the offers you have, the prices you have as well. But I think that irrespective of that, government still has the obligation to protect its people, its citizens. Okay. So once that competitor is not available now in the Ghanaian market, then government has that duty or owes the people that responsibility to make sure that the people are not being milked or the people are not being taken advantage of. So to me, I think that government is doing the right thing, especially when you check and you realize that all the things happening are according to law. So the fine is not the minister's own thinking, for instance. All those things are stipulated in law. So yeah, number one, like I've said,
section of the law stating that
yes, the fine, yes. And the minister, I think, tweeted it yesterday that according to the laws. And so although there should be that open market where the competition is fair, and I think it's a Ghanaian thing. That's the same thing happening with MTN. It's like almost all the other networks are not able to come up to that level. So MTN keeps milking us. So, once the government is able to create that market where other companies who offer the same service come in, I think that the prices will regulate themselves or itself. So once that is not being done, we can't say that then they are the people, we leave them to themselves. They should do whatever they want with Ghanaians. If that happens, then the government is not acting well. So I think everything is on course.
For you, in conclusion, the government is doing
It's doing the right thing, yes.
Whatever.
All right, Alfred.
I know, Manuel.
So, let me put a case study here, right?
Right.
You own, you're in Ghana,
Yeah.
right? Maybe in Ghana, we don't have Italian cuisine, we don't have Singaporean cuisine, and you decide to bring, world-class chefs to Ghana.
Yeah.
to come and, set up a restaurant and then, provide that service that nobody else has. The cost involved in bringing such people is not easy. Even the ingredients that are going to be involved in making them, they are going to be extra expensive because we don't make them here. So you do that, you take that cost and you do that, and then you decide to charge an exorbitant amount. Maybe not exorbitant, but a very high amount, because you have put in the work that most people wouldn't be willing to take, the risk of putting your own money inside to do that, and you decide to charge. And it actually happens in Ghana. A lot of restaurants in Accra that believe they provide a service that is superior to others in the market, and so they decide to charge the way they want to. Why don't we also go to all those places and go and say we are regulating them?
Well, I think to answer,
because I wouldn't say DSTV is an essential service. DSTV is not water. It's not light. It's not something that you can say that.
It's one of the arguments people have made that you only go for it if you can afford. But you see, let's say that the first thing that the minister considered, there was a comparison of about 5 African nations. And it wasn't just about the price comparison of the 5 African nations. I have it on my phone. Maybe, we can.
Yeah, I think I saw that one too.
Sierra Leone, Nigeria, Angola, Ghana.
It was almost all the countries in the West Africa, yeah.
And when you check the price between Ghana...
Don't say Nigeria.
No, I won't even mention Nigeria. But the price between, Ghana's price, and then for the other countries, the highest of the other, there's a vast difference. More than $50.
I think we will bring it up. But what we saw from that particular, this one was that Ghana, Togo, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, all the people that we share this coast, we all had similar prices. It was around 87, 86, 87, 88, all of them. And then Nigeria was actually an outlier. If you find the average, it was around the 80s to 70s. And Nigeria, maybe because of their market size or something, but Nigeria's price was an outlier in terms of the cost. Honestly, let me just... before you come, I made a video about this, right? I was saying that, look, I understand the minister's concerns. I genuinely believe that he believes that he wants to help, and I'm happy about that too. I think that it's important for us as citizens who have now voted for a new, party to come in power to come and take the Home of Affairs. I think it's important to make them feel as like they are listening, right? And he doing that is making us feel like, okay, they are listening. So I give them props for that. I just think that there's a better way to go about it. Like what they are doing, they are right now, what they are essentially doing is bullying someone, bullying in a free market. They are bullying someone who has taken the risk to provide a service that nobody else does, and bullying them to reduce the prices. Meanwhile, we are not providing a competitor, because right now we could also go and decide to bring Canal Plus, which actually they are working on right now. We could go and bring other people. We ourselves could let GBC go and bid for the ability to stream the Premier League and all those things, but we don't have that amount of money.
Really, yes. I think that. And I agree. Honestly, I think Ghana has struggled over the years to stabilize the market. The price regulation thing, although I support it, is not the best or shouldn't be the first option to consider.
What should be?
For instance, do you know why, even after the city gains, the city has made over some shops still haven't affected prices or reduced? Why? But imagine if government in almost every region or every district, government has a shop like the Central Business District. Years ago, they used to have government shops. I think in the Rollins era and all that. If government has a shop, that government decides to run. If you are selling Kivo Gari that I like so much at 3 cities in a government shop.
Yeah.
In every district. Charlie, wherever you are, people decide to travel, go and buy in bulk. And bring, but you see, that thing is not there. So once you have a shop, whatever you decide to sell, Charlie,
that's an idea.
The people are at your mercy.
Yeah, that's an idea.
So in a way, you cannot.
So it's the same thing happening with. I don't know why. I think in Ghana, to my own estimation, Vodafone is the next after MTN. In terms of the numbers and maybe the reach.
It's probably Vodafone.
I said Telecel. They are now Telecel.
Yeah.
You see, but why is it that over the years they haven't been able to match up with MTN?
Good. I made a
look at their mobile money vendors.
I made a video of that.
Sometimes you go there, somebody even, but they say that Charlie,
because MTN decided to start a lot of things in the market.
You see,
they started Momo. They started
But you
4G.
know what
they
we
started
are missing
3G,
here is that
they started MMS.
Yes.
They started GSM. They started almost every single innovation in the telecommunication space.
Yeah.
They did it. It was a list. There were like 20 things that they started.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, if you have somebody in the market who is constantly innovating,
Sure.
everybody will go there.
But you know, I mean, in terms of the telecommunication, market or field, you know, there's a role government plays, for instance. And that is why I believe that government still has a lot to do in terms of price regulation. In the telecommunication field, I know, I'm not an expert, but I know there's something called a spectrum where the telcos run on. So probably MTN has more, spectrum to run on, which makes their network go, even to the inter villages in Ghana and all that. So what can government
We have
do
to
in
confirm
this?
that, but
Yes.
I see where you're coming
Yes,
from.
but so in this case, what government can do is to probably open up. I don't know what government has done in that sector, but I'm just using that as an example. And
In
when
relation to the
yes,
DSTV.
and when we check the DSTV issue, the minister justified that he has checked the levels of taxation in all the 5 countries where he dropped the list of their prices. And you see, like Manon mentioned earlier on, he mentioned population. Of course, Nigeria, there are over millions, far ahead of Ghana in terms of population. But Ghana is ahead of Angola in terms of population. Yes, is it Angola or about 2 of the nations in the list? But there's still that huge difference. So what really is the issue?
With the minister coming out to the comparison,
Yes,
he made mention of Nigeria.
yes.
So let's use Nigeria.
Yes.
I know that
he made mention of Nigeria, but there were other countries.
I think that isolating Nigeria to compare to Ghana in his defense, that's the best case scenario. Because if you use any of the other countries
They are not
closer
in West
to us,
Africa.
even in West Africa, we are talking about Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, all those that are very close to us. All their prices are close to us. All their prices are around the $86, $87,
Really?
$86. Yeah, I'll bring that.
I would have to. Yes.
I'll show the stats. It was there. Joy News was the one who posted it, right? They're all around us. So Nigeria was an outlier in terms of the prices. Now, this is what I'll say about
There is a reason for him using Nigeria. I know Nigeria, I think they also had a situation whereby their prices were up. And then they had the governments come in. I think the House of Commons or something.
Yes.
Came in,
Yes,
sued them,
and they won also.
Yes,
yes, they won.
And then they won and their prices were reduced.
Even in Malawi, but I think in Malawi, it's either the government lost that case. But I want to make this case even before you finish. In 2022, the same DSTV in this Ghana Republic issued a communique, and in that communique, they had increased their prices, and their defense was that the city was being depreciated.
Fuel.
That was their exact justification. So if today the city has gained over what?
So
why can't
there were actually 4 in 2023? There were 4 factors.
Yes,
fuel, electricity.
All those things have come down now. True or false?
Not
electricity is not.
Electricity is even up.
Electricity is even
up.
But that's at the time they were increasing in 2023.
Yes,
fuel was around 12 to 13. Right now, it's around that range. 12, 13, or I think.
So it means nothing has really changed.
No. Yes. So in relation to what they put out, what is down is inflation. Inflation is down.
But are you sure fuel hasn't gone down? Are you sure
electricity is going up?
Okay, but
fuel is around
the depreciation of the.
So it's even if it has reduced, just marginally. So fuel is still okay. Let's say fuel has reduced. Electricity is up there,
and then the last one was what?
Now they made mention in their communique that they ran on about, I don't know the number of cells, a lot of cells. That is why the electricity is very, I don't know, dominant in that factors that they outlined. Is it fair that we will not consider all these factors and just, what Manuel said, they're actually bullying.
Yeah, they're willing to be. And look, what I'll say is that, can you tell me, if you run a business, when you put a system in place, you don't put it in as for something like pricing. You can't do pricing for short term. You can't just be increasing and decreasing prices. Something you want a fixed price that will cater for most factors.
And I think
now let me even finish.
Yeah.
The inconsistency with the CD and all the other things, they took place over a very long period, about 8 years, right?
Okay.
And then
this one I will support.
No, let me finish. Let me finish, and you come support.
Wait, do you know why I'm saying I will support?
What?
Because let's say today, if the CD should depreciate now, within few weeks, you see
so my point is that now they can come to an agreement where they create a system where within a set period, if for instance the CD depreciates right now and then after 3 months it still depreciates, they should be allowed to change the prices without any government interference. That is the kind of agreement that I believe that
3 months it doesn't. Then you keep it.
Then they keep it. No, because that's you see, you can't you shouldn't
And then
be
another 3 months starts.
3 months, 4 months, 6 months, whatever the case is. They can come to a place where they agree on a system where because you cannot sit somewhere and say that you don't agree that the city doesn't depreciate. It goes up and down every single time.
But you know, the issue now is that formally the city wasn't stabilized. But now we know that for how many months? 3 months now.
Alfred.
The city has
again.
their cities.
I agree with. Look, I'm happy that it's coming down. I am happy that it's coming down.
Even that. Okay, I don't want to be political, but you go ahead.
Even with that, right?
Yeah.
Even with that,
Yeah.
I'm happy it's coming, and I want it to go down.
Yeah.
But I'm running a business right now, so I understand how sometimes all these things factor into pricing.
Yeah.
I am saying that, look, if you think that DSTV provides an essential service such that you are going to interfere, create a system where you wouldn't even... Because now, if I'm an external investor from the US and I'm coming, I'll be like, nah, I won't come to Ghana because now government is... They're not even providing an essential service and government is interfering.
So
It means anybody who's bringing something innovative to the country, they have to be wary. Because now they can't charge for bringing it in the market, being the first innovators. Look, if you don't like DSTV, you can go and watch GTV. You can go and watch GH1.
That's another. You see, the issue of GTV reinforces what we said earlier.
The competition.
Good. And what's even that?
So they are working on it.
GTV,
Apparently, they're working on it. Canal Plus is going to come and all those things.
GTV has
in the long run, I feel they'll have the same situation with Canal Plus.
They probably will. If they end up sacking DSTV, let's assume it.
Because if DSTV decides that I'm not going to reduce it because I'll run at a loss, they would have to leave.
Yeah,
I think they haven't got that justification. You know what? The minister, when the minister tweeted, he said that he gave them up to... I mean, they've had engagements with the minister all through. And according to the minister, they gave them up to, is it 11th, to bring, new pricing model or something.
Mm-hmm.
But as at 14th, which is 2 days ago, they didn't bring it.
Is that why they're punishing them for that?
I'm sure they don't.
No, the punishment is a stipulated thing. It's a law thing. So it's not as if the minister by his own...
For that one, I think it's meant to push them to, come to an agreement. Yes. What I'll say about this whole thing is that in my video I made, right,
yes,
some years ago, I have forgotten the exact year, but a couple of years ago, there was a bill that was put on the table at Parliament. It's called the Consumer Protection and Competition Bill. Yeah. And that essentially encompasses a group of rules and regulations that help competitors in the market regulate their prices. So if somebody has a monopoly, the competition bill would help, regulate that. Consumer protection is also to protect us so that people don't take advantage of us.
Yeah.
This is a bill that in a lot of countries they are passed because a lot of countries that have a lot of very big companies who are innovating, they put that in place so that it can regulate that. And so if you're a big company that are coming to that market, you already know the rules that are in place. They brought it into Parliament years ago. It's still not been passed. And I bet you that if it was passed, there will be a more moral and legal standing that the government can have to be able to say that, okay, you have to reduce your prices. Yeah. Because this is a law. This is a law that's important. This is a law that will help. Sure. And will not just help this space, tech space, it will help a lot of other spaces. And external investors, when they're coming to Ghana, they will already know that, okay, this is the consumer protection and competition law. This is how we should approach it. This is how, if you want to even bypass it, you use the law to be able to, it's like taxes. Some people are able to work with their business around to maybe reduce the taxes they pay. But again, tax is law. Right, so you know that whatever the case, you have to work with the law in place. Yeah. But if there's no law in place, no consumer protection or competition law, and everybody, because tomorrow a different minister will come and it'll change the whole thing. And now businesses are the one that suffer. Consumers will probably say that, they'll hate one minister, they'll love one minister. But at the end of the day, it's businesses that will always be suffering in trying to regulate their prices.
But
here and there.
Something just came to mind. With this recently, social media was thrown about with this. Is it Ivandi? What was that expensive hall in Lagos?
A pent.
With their new pricing.
Yes.
Imagine if government, is to sit aloof and say that, somebody's private.
What has government done about that?
I'm not saying, but I feel that...
even that is essential.
That is essential. But exactly.
Even that.
Exactly.
No,
even that
is not private. Is it owned by the University of Ghana? Is it not somebody's...
Oh, it's private. So I didn't know DSTV. I didn't know DSTV was a public.
I didn't know.
That's why I'm saying... Yes. So I'm saying that my position is that I'll be happy if government does the same move with them.
I mean,
Because you can say you are private.
Then
it's still the same.
we should go to
I think
restaurants
this
as well.
leadership.
So yeah, exactly. This is where
No, I'm
stop.
only saying that the fact that somebody is private doesn't mean that whatever price. Of course, for instance, like
They
you
have
say,
done it.
DSTV is
And over the years, they've been doing it.
is maybe a luxury, service. I mean, somebody will say.
I watch VH1 and I'm happy. I like the shows they
Okay,
give.
that-
Let's just wrap it up.
All the others complaining shows.
I love my made in Ghana product. Guy. I really love
I mean,
them.
I think it's something we should all champion. You see, they should actually improve by, retool GTV so that GTV becomes
GTV
that,
Sports
honestly.
Plus. It's a sports channel.
GTV is like
It's
BBC,
a guys. It's a sports channel.
it's
GTV
like
Sports Plus.
BBC to the
To
British,
Europe. Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So why is it that in Ghana they are still using 1960s?
Even Black
equipment
Stars
and all
match,
that.
we don't even get them to show.
Look. That's what I'll say.
So really, the first solution should be that,
I think you should pass the bill. Pass the bill.
and then bring in more
I-
people who
I'm
I'm
seeing whether I could start a campaign on the bill.
Mhm.
I'm trying to see whether I can talk to some of the creators so we can start a campaign, because I feel like, look, they started a campaign that was able to get MTN to bring their prices back. Even though I think that was beneficial to all of us, I think that having this bill passed would be very, very, very beneficial for tech media company.
And really, something just came to mind. Charlie, Ghanaians just don't know how to boycott. Like, we don't know that word. I think it's one of the solutions. Even when government doesn't intervene, Ghanaians don't know how to.
Now
boycott.
would you put? See, you
Charlie,
don't have
Ghanaian-
you don't have football like that.
Forgetting. This is what I'm forgetting.
But wait, are there
First
not
of
online
all-
platforms? That's
What illegal platforms?
Listen, this boycotting thing that people are talking about, let's not forget
Mhm.
that the Aquaba Magic, they are all on DSTV.
So it's hard for people to boycott.
It's like boycotting.
See,
your
boycotting.
own-
I am
boycotting Ghana.
let me tell you,
Boycotting is-
They are
the
Ghanaians.
reason why
Boycott-
this became a
boycott.
big deal is because of sports. It's not about
Yes,
magic. It's not
yes,
because of.
But let's not forget that they are all there.
Oh, sure, they are
You
all.
have Ghanaian businesses there and all that. But just give your advice to government.
Okay, here's what I'll say. Right,
Yes.
I think that look, I won't sit anywhere and say that low prices are not good. They are good for all of us.
Sure.
We will all be happy if we can buy 1 gig for 1 CD, if we could.
Yeah.
Like, everybody is going to be happy when
Yeah.
prices are down.
Yeah.
I just want it to be done a sustainable way, because now I'm planning to think big. I'm planning to start business. planning to be a big person. Everybody
You're
is
protecting your
right.
interests.
And I think that, yes, we shouldn't. We are all, a lot of people, I think, still think that consumers. But as you go, you realize that you have to also think as a player in the market. And I'm thinking about sustainable ways to be able to do this.
Mhm.
And so I'm still going to champion the Consumer Protection and Competition Bill, because once it's passed, there'll be a law in place that'll be able to regulate this, instead of everybody coming up and then doing things based on their feelings. Yeah.
Right. So yes, what I would say is that I think Ghanaians should learn how to boycott. It's still my message. I mean,
Oh, no, it's fair.
it is not everything you leave to government. That once government doesn't come in, listen, the whites actually know how to use this tool called boycotting. And once you do that, listen, DSTV will listen.
One question.
Yeah.
Do you like something very, very much? What do you like very, very much?
Roasted corn.
I wanted to use football, but I don't think you love football very, very much.
No. I only watch World Cup and Africa Cup every 4 years.
Just imagine. If you love something very, very much, look, I'll just say this. Recently, my favorite restaurant, the English are prices.
Mhm.
I cried for 1 week. The next week, I went to buy it.
If that is the case, then we can consider DSTV as an essential commodity, because 90% of Ghanaians like ball. And,
Fair enough.
so I mean, but it's all good, yeah.
So what I'm going to say is this: government should push for the reduction of prices. So that's what government is already doing. So it's something that is, I think it's okay. You should applaud. My issue is you don't have to impose by force 30% of by force this. No, sit down. Let's have that good discussions, and then at the end of the day, let there be a reduction. See whatever the whole issue from their perspective. Look at it from the Ghanaian perspective. Sit down and then come up with a reduction plan. But it should not be imposed, and government should stop bullying DSTV. It's not right. Now, I know you also have suggestions. You can drop them in our comment section box, and then let's have a discussion. Thank you for staying with us. This is New Affairs.